Everything's ready?
Yes.
All right, there's a call to order for the City of Alpine Parks and Recreation Board Meeting, December 11th, 2024, 5:30 PM. Determination if we have a quorum.
More people present?
We do. We move on to public comments. None. We'll be moving on to public hearings. None. Moving on to number 5, approval of minutes of previous board meeting. This is for November 12th. Can I get a motion? Can I get a second? All right. Everybody in favor?
Aye.
All right, passed. Moving on to the information or discussion items. Discuss the parks budgets for the 2023-2024 and current 2024-2025 fiscal year.
Will we have to table that since Nan's?
You don't have to if you want to discuss it, but I recommend tabling it or postponing it rather.
Okay. Can I get a motion to postpone that?
I'll make a motion to postpone it.
Second? All right, everybody in favor? All right, that'll be postponed. Moving on to B, discuss and update the Article 3 Municipal Pool City Ordinance.
So, that one was also added by Councilor. It's up to you if you want to, kind of review it, talk about it.
Okay,
It was basically added to facilitate a discussion and as to what needs to be amended in the ordinance, which is, quite a bit.
okay, is that in here? Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's probably in the middle, right after the.
Okay,
I mean, was there something specifically that Dan's was kind of looking at here?
It really should just be updated, like, one of the requirements is that you wear like a shower cap in the pool. There's a requirement in
we can
there
keep
that.
that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So like, it should be updated to make sure that it's up to date with what we do.
Maybe we can make a motion to make it a point to go over these during the month, and then when we come back, have comments for it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You don't need to really make a motion, but if y'all want to come to like a, just like an agreement that that's what y'all will do.
Since we have a copy to take home, we can all take it home, look at it,
Yeah,
and then when we come back with Nancy, we can have our comments with it, yeah.
I agree.
that way we can, yeah, no, exactly what you're saying. That way we can look through it, find if there's any errors or anything that's outdated.
Want to change, yeah.
So you want Lori here for that? Yeah, I think it would be a good idea since she's the recreation coordinator and.
Oh, that'd be perfect, yeah.
Familiar with the rules and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that way with her, we can kind of really find out what's not working in here for her, anything that's outdated, obviously, and then maybe something that needs to be added.
That'd be perfect.
Sure, if you could ask her. to be here. Yeah.
We gotta make a motion for that or no?
No.
I mean, this is a lot shorter list than the one we've been working on, so. Well, then with that, we'll go ahead and move on to action items. Approve a recommendation of the city council to approve an ordinance amending chapter 74, Parks and Recreation, Article 1 in general, to the Alpine Code of Ordinances. Do I need to read the whole thing, or is it?
No, it's okay. I mean, if you'd like to, you can.
Okay, I'll go ahead. Amending and establishing rules and regulations for all city parks, providing for the establishment of a permitting process to be approved by city council resolution, providing the establishment of up to a $500 penalty per occurrence for violations of the ordinance, providing the establishment of up to a $2,000, $4,000, and $10,000 fine for certain public health and safety violations of the ordinance, providing for the following findings of fact, enactment, repealer, penalty, savings, severability, proper notice and meeting, and effective date clauses. Okay, so then if we go ahead and move,
And then I just recommend getting a motion to second, a motion to approve, a second, and then the discussion.
okay, can I get a motion? I'll make that motion. Okay. Can I get a second?
I have a question. Approving, the motion to approve is to approve this.
So
specific-
basically, our ordinance states that in order to have a discussion on an action item, you have to have a motion.
To
approve.
discuss it, okay,
No, to approve and then a second, and then the discussion can take place.
Okay.
And then if y'all want to approve it, everybody would vote in favor,
okay,
and if it gets approved, everybody would vote against.
Okay,
So second.
I second.
okay, everybody in favor? Okay. Where were we last time?
This is like rough draft of what we did on this.
So basically, I took the ordinance that we had at the last meeting and y'all told me what to change and I changed it.
Okay,
So, this is just like, another look, if you want, you could, take it home as well and, next month revisit it, or y'all could just go ahead and make your recommendation to approve those changes.
okay, I think if everybody's all right, we can take a quick skim through it, just to proof it. But I would be okay with approving this, after we skim it, just to make sure there's any errors. If there are, then we'll have to,
Yeah, just let me- you can approve it with those amendments.
oh, okay.
I was thinking about the alcohol stuff. I don't know who I would have to ask, like, it's the first ordinance.
Okay,
Is, I guess, like they had said, no alcohol at all, ever. I was kind of wondering if there was any way, and again, I don't know who to ask to, but like if there's any way to like okay it sometimes, like like certain, because I know it's alcohol, so I don't know how like the permits go.
So basically, the board tried exploring that. I was a big proponent of it.
Mhm.
I had recommended having like a process by which the chief of police and city manager could sign off.
Mhm.
But the board at the time basically opened up a survey and some people signed like a 200 or 300 signature petition against it. And the board chose not at that time not to pursue it any further. I can tell you, I mean, you're more than welcome to make a recommendation to add
Mhm.
like a permitting process, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm more than sure it would be controversial. We'd have to update the ordinance based on that, which is not a problem, because I do think it's a good idea. I always
Yeah.
have, because like, what if you want to have a music festival like,
Yeah,
for Viva Big Bend? Why not have like, as long as there's an approval process, what's the big deal? Well, a lot of people got mad even just at the thought of it, so.
has alcohol like not ever been allowed at the parks?
No.
Ever?
Here.
Not legally, right?
Yeah.
When was it last brought up? Like how long ago?
About 2 years, year and a half maybe. But I think
I
closer to
feel like
How different's the council now?
very different.
So it's different
Like,
people.
Oh, yeah, completely different council. There's literally probably only one on there that was on council back then. Back then, it probably wouldn't have passed council anyway. Now, I mean, it's hard to say.
now, is that an amendment we could make on a recommendation for amendment we could make later?
I mean, you could.
Or
but
would it have to be in this approval?
Because we're going through it right now, so it makes sense to do it.
Yeah, you could basically come back later, but that's definitely not recommended. Cause it takes, it costs a lot to process these ordinances.
Yeah,
So you wanna kind of like, if you're going after a whole chapter, you wanna try to do it all at once. Cause if not, we have to republicize if it's changed in any way, like, and it costs like at least $200 to get a notice in the paper.
Mhm.
Plus the notice that it passes. It's just an expensive process. We have to send it to a codifier and then they codify the changes. So it'd be better for y'all to, if y'all did wanna pursue that, not to make an approval and try to do it later. It's better to just take care of it ahead of time.
I mean,
I think okay, I know that they surveyed whatever, but 200 people is not Alpine. If they did it again, like if we were like trying to push like that, it's okay during certain times. People do it all the time, anyways. Like, I don't see why like we couldn't try again, and then if that it does come to like surveying people again, like maybe try to put out there that it's not like legal all the time, but like maybe sometimes when it's okay to have alcohol like certain times or whatever. Cause no alcohol anytime is kind of like festivals and stuff. It doesn't, I'm not saying you need the alcohol, I'm just saying like, why not it be an option if someone wanted it, you know?
I mean, like you said, we're already in the process of it. I'm open to push for it,
Yeah, I would like.
try our luck with this new council.
I'm against it.
You're against it?
I'm against it, just for the fact that we haven't even gotten to festivals and events. So the idea of drinking for events and festivals, we can't even technically have
Or-
events or festivals right now until we even get to that point. Now, my question is, in the events and festivals, could we put an amendment in there?
No, because basically in here, I believe it is, I'm taking a look. The way I had written it was section 74-6, which is on page 22 of 26. Festival permitting, event permitting, and other permitting requirements. The city council may implement permitting processes and procedures for festivals, large gathering events. And other permitting requirements by city council resolution. So that kind of implements like a groundwork for y'all to make a recommendation on those things. But alcohol would be prohibited at the ordinance level,
Oh,
That's
so
what-
that would supersede the, yeah. Okay,
so that's fine.
There is technically festivals at Coconut Park, is like 4th of July, Cinco
Yeah,
de
but
Mayo.
there's no alcohol
Yeah,
allowed.
yeah, so we already have some events that are happening and we're trying to get more,
no, but I'm just saying is that to have more events and festivals, a lot of those organizations can't really come and apply or set things up because there's not a system in place for them. But understanding that the ordinance would supersede the events and festivals.
Yeah.
Um,
The ordinance as written it would have to be like, another ordinance, only an ordinance can override another ordinance.
so
Yeah.
could the ordinance say alcohol not permitted unless,
Yeah, you can change it, like right now, if you wanted to, you could say instead of is strictly prohibited, you could say is strictly prohibited unless.
Otherwise noted on,
Like
Unless-
approved by
permit.
permit process.
or like,
Yeah,
and what
so-
he was saying, like, it also say something about like,
I guess,
the event itself, like what he was saying, like on the event, permitting or whatever, could we also note on the ordinance, permitted or allowed by permit process?
Yeah, we could, for sure that the way that it's written about the alcohol would need to be amended, for
Mhm.
sure. Cause right now it says it's strictly prohibited,
Mhm.
so if we added to it strictly is prohibited unless authorized by,
a permit approved by the city manager and chief of police or like something like.
that would seem pretty simple to do, and either one of them, if they said no, then it'd be a no, but if they both said yes, then you could have your alcohol at those events then,
Right,
if authorized by them.
that would really open it up for future events to come over here.
Because then for the most part, it's still prohibited.
right.
So
right.
unless-
General.
That was my whole idea to begin with, though, is because I thought make it like a venue for Viva Big Ben, but people that go to music shows want to drink, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
So that was my initial thought process. I think that's a great idea, personally.
Okay, well, I think that we should,
Okay, so that'll be the first one. Do y'all have anything else y'all see in there that you want changed?
from the last time we did this, I thought everything was good, I just thought about the alcohol stuff.
and I didn't realize it had been 2 years since you had told us about this, so
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. A lot of people showed up to the meeting.
just to go
Our
against
board
it.
meeting.
We'll get our friends to show up for it.
Ah, there you go. You know, my little brother is very much into drinking alcohol, and he signed that petition, and I questioned, I was like, oh, I don't think he knew what he was.
Here's a free drink sign. Oh, God.
You sign it at?
I know.
I'd be out
The
of
bar.
Yeah. It's still not allowed, but maybe sometimes it can be.
I
Basically.
think so.
Yeah, I think that really opens up the door for growth. Because we need to step it up a little bit. You know, there's a lot of, I don't know, I think opportunity. And as long as it's not all the time.
Yeah. We're down to one event, right? That's just the 4th of July.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because nobody's showing up anymore.
Marianne opened up here, so
Yeah,
you have the Cinco de Mayo there now.
right, yeah.
And so, and then, so here at the parks, is there currently any issues with people drinking there illegally or finding a lot of empties and stuff like that?
We find beer bottles,
Yeah,
you know,
People do
but
it.
they hide them well.
Yeah.
Of course, they do it on the weekend or, you know, after hours,
yeah,
so it's never been a problem whether like breaking the bottles or
okay,
littering, really.
Yeah, 'cause they're gonna
So-
do it regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
slowed
what I
down, you know, from a year and a half ago to having like an 18 through the whole park. We
Mhm.
probably have like 6 or whatever. So,
Okay, well, that's all I had.
yeah.
Same here.
So now we have to table it, or
No.
So right now there's a motion to approve, y'all can go ahead and. Just somebody can make another motion to postpone, or if you want her to table it, and then. Somebody will second that, you get a majority vote, and then that'll just take care of both of the motion,
okay,
if that's what you wanna do,
yes, that's what.
right?
Cause we
Or,
wanna.
or did you want to approve with that amendment and send it to city council?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you wanna do that, somebody would need to make a motion to amend the original motion. To approve the ordinance with the addition, or the alcohol amendment discussed, or something about like approving.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to. I move to amend, or I move to
Make a motion to amend.
amend the previous approval of the recommendation. And approve the new recommendation with the change for the alcohol permit for the alcohol section. And send that to city council.
To change from strictly prohibited to prohibited with a permit signed off by the city manager and chief of police.
Police.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
All right, all in favor?
I
All right. Pass.
Alrighty, perfect.
All right, do we have any board member comments? I know it got heated there just now.
I feel the tension.
Okay, I think with that approval and no extra comments, we can go ahead and make a motion to adjourn.
Do we wanna set up our next meeting?
It's already
Could be,
scheduled
yeah.
for the 8th of January.
Okay, and so then by the 8th of January, hopefully we'll hear back from city council on what they think.
Well, so now there's actually a whole ordinance process. So what we'll need to do is I'll need to go back, revisit, make the changes, notify Megan and Councilor Nance that that's what y'all wanted to do. Then after that, we'll need to send the draft ordinance to the city council and the city attorney for a 2-week period. The attorney will conduct a legal review, the council will let us know if they have any feedback. Then after that, Megan and I will schedule that for first reading. So we're looking probably at the second meeting in January for them even to officially consider it at a meeting. And that would just be the first reading. It requires 2 readings as well. So I think, when we meet again on the 8th, I can just confirm what we have scheduled at that time. But we're looking at, if this was approved, it would be approved at the earliest, early February.
Okay.
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 All right,
All right.
just in time for the 4th of July, hopefully.
Sounds good to me.